You know what it is. Microphone check 1 2 in the place to be. It's your boy the network, bruh, because I couldn't cue up my damn bruh sounds. Today's lab, we just gonna do a little freestyle today, man. Y'all know we finished that book. There you go. Oh, we got my man Dewan Lightfoot in the building. Hashtag lab every day. Appreciate you for tuning in. Y'all know that book that I'm always promoting. Like, I wrote the damn book, 101 Lab Cisco CCNA version 4. We finally finished this book yesterday, right? So, I was at work today wondering, like, trying to think, like, what are we going to do today? Like, I haven't, prepared for the CCNP just yet. I got the spreadsheet that I'm going to share with you guys, but I haven't completely filled it out. Let me show y'all real quick. If you haven't joined the Discord server, go ahead and join it. I'll send you guys an invite, and that's where I'm going to be sharing this spreadsheet here, right? Basically what I did was I took the blueprint from the Encore exam as well as the NRC exam, put it on this little Google Sheet spreadsheet, right? And then put where all of these topics are in the book, right? So, like, for example, SD-WAN control and data plane elements are in chapter 23. VXLAN is on page, I spelled page wrong, pate. You can tell it was half asleep when I wrote that part, right? Page 994 through 1007. So, and then I also got some videos that I combed through YouTube for, and got a minimum of 3 videos for that topic. And then we're going to be doing the CCNP version of the 101 Labs book. I'm going to find out where we can get information on that topic, the lab manuals for Encore and an RC. And then, like I said, got in touch with the marketing manager. They gave me a bunch of free promo material for Boson NetSim, and I'm going to be giving that stuff away once I reach a specific milestone. And we will find a topic on VXLAN on that, if it's available. I don't think VXLAN is available on Boson NetSim, now that I think about it. So anything that's not applicable, I will put like an X right there, right? But y'all let me know if y'all know if Boson NetSim covers VXLAN. And then I don't think we can do it in GNS3Volt.com. I don't think they have a lab on that. And also some white papers that I put on along the side, right? So make sure y'all join that Discord server, and I will share that spreadsheet with y'all once I'm done with it. We got Professor Black Ops in the building. Appreciate you for tuning in. He said 2 big network guys. Well, I ain't that big, man. I mean, I'm a network guy, but I guess I'm on the come up. So, but yeah, appreciate both of you guys for tuning in, man. 2 guys that I really look up to. 2 YouTubers that I look up to. Where is that damn Discord? Do I have it? It's right here. Invite. Copy. So yeah, that is the Discord server. Make sure y'all join the Discord server, and I will share this spreadsheet with y'all. I mean, I can give it to you right now, but as you can see, it's halfway filled out, so y'all gonna have just nothing but empty boxes. So, but I would rather wait till I complete this and then send it to y'all. And then also there's some fundamental books that I've always been hearing about through like the Cisco Learning Network and other forums and Reddit and stuff like that. And I just made a collection of those books and put it on this spreadsheet as well. So extra learning resources there. Let me go ahead and fire up EVNG. Like I said, today we're just gonna do a little freestyle today. Look how I'm always on eBay, man. that was like force of habit right there. I meant to put EVNG. Where's that at? Nope. All right, so log into that bad boy. We're just gonna cover. Y'all notice, I don't know if y'all seen on the title of this video, I put Throwback Thursday. No, I'm not gonna show y'all any of my baby pictures or anything. What we're gonna do is go over the topics we went over this week, right? What were those topics? What were those topics? Configuring name resolution on local configuring local name resolution, DHCP clients, restricting outbound telnet access with extended ACLs, etc., etc., etc. Just a bunch of topics. You'll see it in the description box. We'll try to go over those topics and just try to create a lab. So y'all ain't got to follow me down to a T. Just put a bunch of routers in your topology, and then just try to incorporate those technologies into the lab. So similar to what we was doing with the Freestyle Fridays, but we gonna do Throwback Thursday. Well, the reason why I call it that, right? Because we just throwing back the topics that we did through this week, right? So I'll just call it, I guess, Throwback Thursday 1, right? Because the other one was Freestyle Fridays, right? Throwback. Oh, no, that's a folder. My bad. New lab. Roll. Yeah, so wait until payday. Get that sign up for the NRC exam, because remember I ain't got to take the Encore exam, but I'm gonna study for it because topics from both Encore and NRC, they kind of intertwine with each other. So it would help for me to go over some of those topics, because didn't I put that in here? I was trying to send people your ways. Yeah, I appreciate that, Professor Black Ops, man. Thank you for promoting the channel and stuff like that, man. Let me see. Let me just save that. I was gonna put the topics right there. We'll just put it in. Where did I put it? I know I put it in here somewhere. Hold on, y'all. Just so we know what we've covered. Where am I at? I'm right here. All right. But yeah, you'll see them in the description box of this video. I'm going to put it here under tasks. Right? And we'll bring that up every time we need to bring that up. So I know I'm going to bring 2 routers and put those back to back for sure. All right? That's what I'm going to do. Again, y'all ain't got to follow me down to a T. Just kind of like freestyle it with me. And just incorporate those technologies that we did throughout this week. That guy's going to be router 1. Let me put in a router 2 as well. VIOL router. I guess I'll put a switch at the end. He's going to be router 2. R2. So this is kind of like those, this is kind of like last school day. Tomorrow is pretty much a PTO day for my whole department. They called it a reset week, because they're starting to let people back onto the campus and stuff like that. Most of us been working from home, so they're allowing some people to come back at a limited capacity and stuff. I'm like, if you want to come back to campus, that's fine, but me, a lot of this stuff does require me to go on site, so I've been on site anyway, right? What am I gonna do? Let's put this guy back to back, cable him back to back. What else we got in the networking news too? Let me put a switch too. Let's put a switch back here. I'm gonna make that side of the switch a DHCP client. We'll put a DHCP pool in here. That's what I'm gonna do. Yep. VIOL. And starting maybe not next week, but the week after that, when I sign up for the exam and I get the spreadsheet all filled out for us, we'll do a more structured lab. As y'all know, this one is just a little, no, not the router. I wanted to switch. Where you at? Where you at? Homeboy. SW1. What else? How to protect backups from ransomware. Keep them offline. Shit. Backups can be defended against ransomware attacks by moving them off-site. Duh! We have a new discovery here. Who wrote this article? Curtis Pearson or Preston? No, let me stop making fun of him. But that is kind of obvious, right? At least have an off-site backup, right? You want to have backups on site, on premises, right? You also have one in the cloud, and then at least a backup. Back that ass up, right? Because once ransomware hits you, it's, man, just like what they were discussing on, what was his name? Alpha Cybersecurity's channel. Backups can be defended against ransomware attacks by moving them off-site from primary systems, removing file system access to the backups, and avoid using Windows as a backup platform. Yeah, because that is a very obviously popular operating system. So you want to use something that is less popular, I guess, like Linux, right? Josh, you in here? Remove file system backups. What were they saying about that? So what about tape? Of course, there's an old friend, tape. One thing tape is really good at is copying last night's backup or last week's backup to another medium that can be sent off-site for safekeeping against ransomware attacks. Even the best ransomware product would be completely unable to infect your backups if you take them out the tape library and hand them to an Iron Mountain driver. Sometimes the old ways are the best way, right? That's so true. Tried and true method. I remember Iron Martin used to come into the IT department I used to work at and get really they used to come to get information to, I mean not information, but like backups that we had to destroy. So we had a lot of like hard drives and shit that we was getting rid of. So we used Iron Mountain to do that. You guys got your stuff ready to go or whatever? I'm gonna set up a DHCP pool on the switch one. Let's do that first. Right? So I want to do some labeling, I guess. He's powered on. He's powered on. Please let me know if Secure CRT is gonna power him up, or USB the console for him. Oh yeah, oh yeah. I'm starting to like Eve now, man. I'm starting to like it, man. Y'all know I'm a old head, man. So used to using my hardware over there, and he's waking up. So let me get this shit out of the way. I'm so used to using my hardware. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create a DHCP pool here. Let's put this as the a private subnet. We'll call it the 10.10.10.30 network, I guess. Let's do that. Let's put some labeling too. Let's put some labeling too, in case somebody want to catch up. But again, don't do it exactly like me. Y'all freestyle it as well, right? 10.10.10. Let's make it the 30.0 network /24, right? Put that a little bit bigger. 14. Bold that bad boy. Edit. Bold. Save. So this will be, come on, man. That's one thing I don't like, man. Okay. So this will be that subnet right there, right? I'm gonna make him get an IP address through DHCP, and then so he gonna be .1. Yeah, we're gonna make him dot. You don't typically have a router getting DHCP address, but whatever. We'll make him get whatever address, and we'll make him .1. Yeah, we'll make him .1. That's what we gonna do. Some console in the switch. Y'all know how to change the host name, right? Host name, right? Go to global config mode, host name, switch one. We'll say IP DHCP pool, and we'll call it the Bruh 5 pool, right? Y'all ain't got to do it exactly like me. You can name the pool whatever you want, right? That's what you do to start the pool. That once you do that, that puts you in DHCP configuration mode. From here, we can create our pool, define our default gateway, define our subnet mask, define our DNS server, define the lease time for Professor Black Ops over there with his stigs. What's the stigs of the day, Professor Black Ops? You haven't gotten that to us yet, man. But yeah, we want to have some leasing for our DHCP clients. What else we want to set up? Maybe an option. I don't know. Let's see. We said that the network we're going to be handing out IP addresses is 10.10.10. I'm sorry, 10.30.0 subnet, right? /24 subnet mask.0. Can you do that? Yes, we can. What else we want to do? We want to define the default gateway. The default gateway, we're going to make him .1. We'll make the switch, who's doing the cabbage patch right here, make him .1 and make him also the default gateway. So default router is going to be 10.10.30.1. That's going to be the switch. So now when this router, yes, I know this is counterintuitive, but whatever. The router, when he needs to go out to the internet that way, or at least go this way, he needs an IP address, right? He's going to request an IP address from this guy who's going to be the default gateway for him, for this network. And then that is who he's going to reach out to when he needs to leave the local area network. I know this ain't really looking like a local area network. It's kind of ass backwards. Like I said, I'm freestyle, whatever. Man, give me some credit here, right? You're in, like I said, your network should look differently anyway, right? We're all freestyling it here. So he's the default router. What else I want to do? We'll do a lease time of let's give him 5 days and I don't know, 8 hours, I guess. Right? Is that hours next? Yes. We'll give him an 8-hour lease time. No, we'll give him 12 hours. 5 days and 12 hours. I don't know why. Random as hell. What else we want to do? Let's give him a DNS server. Let's do a new DNS server, right? So we say, what's it? Just DNS server. And we'll say the switch is also the DNS server. 10.30.1. Right? I think that's pretty much it. I think that's all we're going to do. Also, we want to, what else I also want to do is, let's pay attention to this right here, right? He is the network. This is the network we're going to be handing out IP addresses from. The 10.10.30.0 network, right? So the first usable host is going to be what? .1, right? Well, who's .1? .1 is going to be the switch. So that means I don't want to give out that IP address, right? What I want to do is exclude that from being handed out. How do we do that? We got to get out of DHCP configuration mode, exit, and then say IP DHCP space excluded address. It'll be the address we don't want to hand out, right? So obviously we don't want to hand out .1 because the switch is .1. So we're going to say 10.10.30.1, right? What else we want to do? We can show our work with show IP. Oops. Let's fix that too. Y'all see how I broke up my typing right here? The way you fix that is logging synchronous. You got to go to the console mode and then logging synchronous. I'll show you again what happened, just in case some of y'all missed that, right? It happened in the milliseconds. When I'm typing, right? I'm like, I'm gonna get out of this mode real quick. I don't want to do something else. Get out of this mode. I'm gonna say global, and see how I just typed, the log popped up right in the middle of my typing? We can fix that with logging synchronous, right? Go to global config mode, configure terminal, right? And we say, we gotta go to the console, because we're consoled into the switch, console 0, and we say logging synchronous, right? Y'all hit me with that like button too. We back up out of this, right? And let me show you again, right? I want to do that. I want to run that show command as I'm in the middle of doing this, and watch how it does not break my typing, right? So exit out of this, show IP DHCP. See how I put my typing all the way at the bottom? That's how you fix that problem. Show IP DHCP pool and show our work, right? Because we like to run show commands in the middle of our work, right? So this is the bruh pool that we created. We have a total of 254 addresses that we're going to be that are usable. We're going to be able to hand out. What else we got here? We didn't lease any IP addresses yet, right? When somebody makes a request for one and he gets an IP address, it'll show up as under the leased addresses portion right there. Excluded addresses, 1. Which one was that? That was the .1. Remember, because he's going to be .1, and theoretically he'll be .2 because that's the next usable IP address, right? Got any questions or anything, put it in the chat room over there. There's a lot of smart people in that chat room. If I can't get to it, somebody else can answer it. What else? Pending event, none. I don't know what kind of, I've never really seen any kind of pending events that would happen there, but I would assume, I don't know. I couldn't tell you what kind of events would be pending there. One subnet is in the pool. That is the 10.30.30.0 subnet, right? Right. We said .1 is the first usable, but we gave it to the switch, and it's going to be arranged. So that means between 2 and 254, all the addresses we're going to be handing out. Well, goddamn it, there's only one device that's going to be asking for an IP address, so we ain't going to use up all those, right? So let's go on this router and request for an IP address, right? Is that all we needed to do? Did we turn up this IP? Did we turn up that port right there? GI00. We need to do that, right? Show IP interface brief, right? No, it's not up. It is up. Good. Okay, so good. GI00 is up. So that means when he makes that request, he should theoretically discover, offer, request, acknowledge, and then we'll get an IP address, right? So let's go to router 2. He ain't even started up yet. Console into him. Okay. He's powering on, booting up, waking up. Professor Blackops, man, what is the STIG of the day, man? You haven't told us yet, man. Y'all know what STIGs is, right? Security Technical Implementation Guide. Say that 5 times in a row. Basically like some rules that the DOD and other, I guess, government contractors usually have to follow, right? So just some shit they got to adhere to. Kind of like, how hospitals and stuff have to adhere to HIPAA rules and stuff like that, right? Well, STIGs is the kind of like compliance checks that DOD and other like government contractors need to follow. So, and typically Professor Black Ops, he's usually on time with the STIGs by at least 10 minutes into the stream. I guess he's still thinking of one, or he's going through his STIGs Bible over there. But it's all good though. We got router 2 still booting up. I guess while he's booting up, let's see what else we could do here. As far as backups to our ransomware, right? We could also remove file system access to backups. If your backup system is writing backups to disk, do your best to make sure they are not accessible via a standard file system delivery. For example, the worst possible place you can put your backup is e-backups. Shit. Damn, that's where I put my backups at, man. Ransomware products specifically target directories with names like that and will encrypt your backups. Y'all know why? Y'all know why, right? It's because typically, obviously, the C drive is usually used up by the operating system, right? The A drive, that used to be, back in the day, the little 3.5 floppy disk, right? So that's usually not available. B, I don't remember what B used to be. What else? And then, yeah, the C drive would be obviously your operating system disk. D drive was usually at least maybe a secondary disk. And then E is usually D, E, or F usually be the backups at. And that's why they saying remove the file system access to the backups, or at least, you know, move them somewhere else, you know. Not even a Z drive. Even Z drives are targeted. Z, X, you know, when you pick up different drive letters and stuff like that, that's typically where you would put your backups. And I'm not going to show y'all my file system, but y'all know what I mean, right? All right, so click no. Andrew said you can also drag and drop PCs and request DHCP. You know what? That's a great idea. Let's do that, man. Let's put some PCs, man. We don't have the router to put no DHCP address. Let's drag and drop some PCs. Appreciate that, Endrit. Shout out to Endrit for that, man, because he be helping me out. Node, what, VPCS? Is that what it is? The virtual PC? We'll put him in there. He'll be PC1. Yeah, we'll put the PC there. I'm going to make this up a little differently. Let's do that. This is that network right there. And this is going to be the 10.30.0 subnet. Nah, we'll make this the 10.30.30 subnet. Let's do that. Let's do that. I like that idea. I like that idea better, man. See, this is why I like. This is why we call Freestyle Fridays, right? Or not Freestyle Friday, but Throwback Thursdays, I guess in this case. Duplicate that guy. Can you duplicate? You can't duplicate? No, you got to actually add a node. Node VPCS. We ain't gonna stream too long today. I'll put 2 PCs there. And I'll add a 3rd PC just to make that our local area network. I like that idea. I really like that idea, man. Appreciate you for tuning in, man. Virtual PCS. I know it's over there. It's like 3 in the morning or 2 in the morning at Kosovo over there, man. But appreciate you for tuning in over there, man. He usually has some good ideas. All right, so console into that guy. Console into that guy. Console into that guy. I like that idea better, rather than having the router request an IP address. What kind of nonsense is that, right? All right, so let's power him on. Power him on. Power him on. And yeah, this is gonna be our DHCP subnet, right? So then we done DHCP with that, and then we'll work with yeah, router 2 and router 1 be right there. That's good. That's good. I like that. I like that so far. I guess we can move all these bad boys up some. We'll do that. I like that idea. Console and the VPCS. And let's have him, what is it? Is it just IP DHCP? It looks like it's gonna fail. Y'all know what that it is, right? He can't find a DHCP server. So we are doing something wrong here. Let's see. We created a pool. Well, we got some troubleshooting to do here, right? Switch one. We have devices connected to all those, right? They're all on VLAN 1, right? Show VLAN brief. Pretty sure all of those ports are in VLAN 1. They are. What else we needed to do here? Oh, we need to give this an SVI. That's what it is. We need to give it an SVI. In other words, we have the subnet. We created the pool, but we didn't give this guy an IP address. The answer was sitting right here in my damn face. Look, IP address, unassigned, 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 right? So I don't want to give it to an actual switch port. I'm going to create an SVI and make that the IP address. So interface VLAN 1, we'll give that IP address 10.10.30.1, set the mask of 255.255.255.0. He is, let's do no shut. Show IP interface brief. Brief, exclude unassigned. He is up. Now, so now he has an IP address that is routable, right? He said PCs are not connected to switch. They're not? Are you sure? I moved the damn switch all over. They look like they connected. As you can see, the cables are connected. Unless it's just a mirage. If that's the case, then I really don't like EVE-NG. But I think it's because it didn't have an SVI though, man. He said devices need to be turned off when you connect between them. Oh, so they are. Okay, so I see what you're saying. All right, let's do this. Let's save that. Right. Turn off the damn switch. See, I'm not used to E even G. Y'all can see I'm not used to E even G. I can actually plug up a PC to a switch without turning it off. Isn't that amazing? You can do that with a PC. Plug up the PC to the switch and it'll still be able to request an IP address without having to turn it off. Mind blown, man. I just love hardware, man. You can't do that with virtualization, obviously. Turn off this switch. I guess what? Delete this cabling? Is that what I got to do? Delete the connections. Request not valid. Interesting. All right, so let me turn it off. Turn it off. Turn it off. Delete. Even G. I see even G likes to act funky. The cables are red, you see? Okay, gotcha. See, didn't know that either. See, y'all, I'm getting a lesson in even G. This is why I like using hardware. Freaking cables are turning red and shit. All right, whatever. Let's see. So these guys are all powered off now, right? Cable them up that way. Bloop. Save. Okay. I guess it is on now, right? Okay. I see what we're working with now. I'm glad you pointed that out, Endrit, man. Appreciate you for tuning in, man. You are helping all of us out. At least me, because everybody else is quiet in there. It's all good, though. This is the subnet. But y'all see how those devices were not actually on. I had them plugged up, but all of these devices need to be off for you to plug it up for some reason. I guess that's just the way they designed the program, but whatever. Now I can power this on. Now I can power this on. This on. This on. And now they look like they're connected. Okay. Something I got to get used to. Something I got to get used to. Y'all know I'm used to actually using actual hardware and how much I'm of a proponent of using actual hardware. Because little shit like this, man. Whatever. All right, the switch is powering on. The PC is powering on also. Well, he's on now. Router 2. I guess let's work with router 2 and put him in a different subnet. We're gonna make this. Let's make this private. Let's see. So this is the 10.10.30.0 subnet. That right there, right? And he's obviously .1. We're gonna make this another subnet. I'm gonna make this a public address space in /30 as well, right? Add a node. I mean, not node. Text is what I want to do. Text. We're not gonna stream for too long today, y'all. And let's say I'm gonna put this in the. Let's put this in the 145.50.50.0 subnet. He can be the .0 subnet. Font size a little bit bigger. Make him a bold. Edit. Bold that. How to fix the text there. And I want to fix that. How do I fix that? Okay. /24 subnet. Not /24. I want to do /30, right? Because we only got two hosts there. The router and the switch, right? Save that. Refresh the page. Oh, I got to refresh? You sure I got to refresh? I'll refresh anyway. Refresh. I hope I don't lose my work here. He said 80s technology, VPC. Yeah, it's all good, man. You can change the icon and you will get a gaming PC. Oh, interesting. Okay, well, let's see. How can you do that? Oh, you can do packet captures with this? Oh, interesting. Okay, good. That's good to know. I'll check that out later. I thought only GNS3 does that. Let's see. Let's have the PC. Request for an IP address. IP DHCP. Is he going to request one? DORA. That's a good sign. Good. He got an IP address. His IP address is 10.30.30.2. Gateway is .1, which is the switch. And now we're working. Good to go. So we got DHCP working there, right? We can mark that off the list, right? Lab details. So we did DHCP clients. I wish I could edit this and put a strike through somehow. But just remember we did DHCP clients. We got 7 more tasks to go. Or 6 more, rather. What else we going to do here? I guess let's do a command alias on the router and the switch. The next 2 routers in the switch. Let's do some local and domain name resolution. And then I'm gonna request 2 more IP addresses. So he's .1, right? So theoretically he should be .2, or he should be .3 rather, because the other one's .1. And then the other guy, I named them all VPC. Whatever. IP DHCP. He should get another one. No, I didn't want to do that. He's gonna request another one. He'll still be .2. All right, good. IP DHCP. IP DHCP for the other guy. So he's DORA. Y'all remember what that stands for, right? Discover, offer, request, acknowledge. He's 30.3. The other PC is 30.4. Good to go. So we're done with DHCP. Let's do on this router. Where the router at? Router is over. We pretty much done with the PCs. Router, we'll call him router 2. Configure terminal. Let's, instead of doing configure terminal, let's change that to fix, right? Y'all remember how to do that? It's alias. Remember aliases? Remember that topic? Well, I think we did that yesterday. Alias exec, and then the name you want to what we want to change it to. You would think it would have been the name of the name of the command you want to change, and then change it to what? No, it's the other way around. What do you want to name? What command you want to come up with an alias? What's the alias going to be? It's going to be fix. I'm going to call it fix for some reason, right? And we're going to say that is akin to show IP. No, configure terminal, right? Press enter. Get out of this. So now if I type in fix, it puts me in global config mode. Y'all see that? We learned that this week, right? Let's do that with a switch. Let's do that with a switch, right? Enable global config mode, and we'll change alias exec. We'll change. We'll say show ports. What is there a show ports? I don't know. There's the show ports. So there's no second show ports. So I'm gonna say show ports is equal to show IP interface brief, right? How do we do that? Go to global config mode, alias exec. Right, this is a feature I knew about it, but I never really used it. So that's why I'm trying to practice it so I can remember it and stuff like that, right? And this is why I like doing this is the first, I guess, iteration of first episode of Throwback Thursdays, but similar to Freestyle Fridays, where we take all the topics we learn Monday through Thursday and freestyle them on Fridays. But today ain't Friday, so it's Throwback Thursday. He said, go get a new node and you can choose the icon. Okay, I'm gonna do that in a minute. For some reason, this reminds me of GNS3. Yes, very similar to GNS3. A lot of people like to call this the GNS3 killer. I think it uses less resources. It seems a bit less laggy. What else do I want to say about it? The interface looks a little bit cleaner. I like that it uses a web browser and things like that. But yeah, very similar to GNS3, man. Exec, I'm going to say show ports is the same thing as show show IP interface, interface brief. Let's write it out so that way we're sure 100%, right? So now if I do show ports, that doesn't work. What are we missing here? Why didn't that work? Let me see. Let's see. See, this is why we need to practice that command. Alias exec, and then the name of the command you want to name it. Is it because you got to do? Interesting. Let's see. Let's go back to. Let's do this. Show aliases. Let's see what we got. Oh, that's why. See, you gotta. See, it has to be either a one-word thing. That's interesting. See how I did ports is show interface 3. So we got to put those together or something. How do you put in a space? Do the aliases only have to be one word? See, this is why it's good practice for us, or at least for me. We need to get rid of that. No, configure terminal. And we said show, what was it? This right there. We need to get rid of that right there. Control A, no, that. And we said alias exec. How do I do that? I'm going to do show and then ports. Show underscore ports. How do you put in a space? Do aliases can only be one word? Y'all let me know. Y'all let me know. He said interfaces. If you do show interfaces, I think it's gonna do the same thing. It's gonna put it right over here. So then once you put in show, it's gonna say that's equals to interfaces, show IP interface brief. But I'm gonna try it anyway just to see, right? So alias exec, and then we said show ports is the same thing as, or show interfaces is the same thing as show IP interface. You see, there's already a show interfaces command anyway, so I don't even think you use that. Watch, because if you do show interfaces, that command already exists. So you can't come up with an alias that's already used up. You see what I'm saying? So we got to come up with another one. I know this is just something that's really minor, but this is how you figure out how these commands work, right? I'm just kind of like doing it on the live stream. Show, actually, go to global config mode. I'm going to say show or alias exec, and I'm going to just say show, if I just do ports, maybe the alias command only works with one word. Maybe it's the same thing as show IP interfaces brief. So now, if I just type in ports, that don't work. What the hell? Show IP interface. Oh, it's no S, no S. You gotta get rid of that. You gotta get rid of that. You gotta get rid of that. See, good practice, good practice, good practice. No, oops. F, Control A, no. F, Control A, Control A, no, space, and then now alias exec. Y'all see what I'm doing, right? If you have any questions, let me know. We got Kobe in the building. Appreciate you for tuning in. Jason in the building. Appreciate you for tuning in. He said, learning something new here, man. Well, it's new if you missed this week's stream, but this is why we're doing this stuff over and over again, right? Practice, 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 right? I know this is something super similar or simple. It's not like we're configuring like advanced BGP here. we're playing with aliases and stuff like that. But at least this is just something fun for us to do until I get that Encore study plan worked out, which in case you guys, if you're just tuning in, y'all make sure y'all join this Discord server. I'm going to be sharing my study plan for the Encore exam as well as the NRC exam, right? Professor Blackoff, man, we still waiting on the stigs of the day, man. You talking about some salute, man. What's the stigs of the day, man? Alias exec. But yeah, make sure y'all join that Discord server. I'm going to share you guys this study plan that I've been working on right here, right? Full study plan for the Encore exam. I've also got one like this for NRC. So gonna be putting out where in the book we can find these topics. 3 minimum videos. We're gonna play with the 101 Labs book, Cisco's lab manuals, GNS3, Boson NetSim. So we're gonna know this shit, man. We all gonna. I ain't gotta take this exam, but most of us are gonna pass this exam, right? I have to take an RC though, so that's the exam I need to take. What was we doing? Playing with the alias execs. So we said ports is going to be the same thing as show IP interface brief. That should work. So now if I just do, get out of this, ports, there. So if I do type in ports, that brings that up. Good to go. So we said router 1. We did the fix command. We need to do, so I guess the alias exec command only works with one word, right? Is that am I right in saying that? Show aliases. Aliases. Can you do like 2 words for an alias? Y'all let me know. But it looks like you can only do you can do 1 letter aliases. As you can see, just type in S, that equals show. That's good to know. That's good to know right there. Interface, I'm gonna give that an IP address, .1, right? He's gonna be .1. Interface GI01. He's gonna be IP address 145.50.50.1. Subnet mask of /30. So 255.252. No, shut that bad boy. And I'm gonna make the switch down here. We're gonna make him .2, right? He's gonna be .2. Go to global config mode. Oh, I'm already in global config mode. Interface GI00. His IP address is going to be 145.50.50.2/30 subnet. Add overlaps. Interesting. Okay, so what we need to fix here? It's in the same subnet. So why it overlaps with 0, 1? Oh, I'm on the router. Duh. I needed to do that on the switch. My bad. Right? Y'all see what I did there? I gave that IP address 145.50.50.2 to the gig 00 interface. I put it right there. You can't do that because it's in the same subnet as this. Right? So I was putting that IP address right here. You can't do that because it's in the same subnet as this IP address. So I was trying to go to the switch and give that IP address. So that's what I needed to do. That's why I'm getting that error right there, right? Y'all see that? So for the global config mode, his IP address or interface GI00, he gets this IP address. .2, press enter. Oh, we got to do, here's another command. The reason why this didn't work. The reason why this didn't work is because that port right there is set up to be a layer 2 port. So it has the command switch port in it. We'll see, right? Show run interface GI00. We'll see. It doesn't really say that, but it's typically a switch port. That's interesting. Probably because of negotiating auto. But let's see. We do no switch port. That makes it layer 3. And now I give him the IP address of that. Press enter. And now it's up. See that? See how I fixed that? He said I had to get a little dinner. I'm old. Oh, it's all good, man. You done missed half the stream where I was begging you for the stigs of the day, man. I was explaining to everybody what stigs are. And I was like, typically 10 minutes into the stream, Professor Black Ops is giving us the stig of the day. And you hadn't said nothing. I was like, okay, well, I guess he either going through the big-ass stigs Bible or he just not paying attention. So it's all good, though. We gave him that IP address. Let's see if the switch can ping the router, which I'm pretty sure he do, or he can ping 145.50.50.1. Right? Is that one? Yeah. So we got to reply. We're going to go there. What else do I want to do? We wanted to, there was something else I wanted to do. We got to look in the labs. We got to look at the lab status. No, lab details. My bad. I meant details. Details. So we played with the aliases. We configured some DHCP clients. Let's do some I guess let's do this name resolution stuff, right? Configuring local name resolution. Let's do that. Let's do that. That's what we did this week. I think we did that yesterday, if I remember correctly. Yeah, I know I got a memory of a goldfish. Switch 1, we want to do that on? No, let's do that on router 2. Let's go to router 2. And what do I want to do here? What do I want to do? We should do a static route too. We should do a static route. Oh, he needs to be router 1 for 1. Or he's router 2 rather. Exit. If I can type hostname R2. What I said I was gonna do, local name resolution. So I'm gonna set up Telnet on the switch. Let's go to switch. He's over here. And say global config mode. God. Did we do fix for that? Fix. There we go. Oh, that didn't work. That didn't work. I thought I did that on there. I did the alias for fix on here, didn't I? Fix. That's what I did it on. I didn't do it on here. See, now it's doing a domain name resolution for the word fix, as opposed to it being an alias. Remember? Let's cancel this. Control Shift 6X. I can't even remember how to do that. There's a way to cancel that right there. It's trying to do a name lookup, right? There we go. So global config mode alias. So we remember that command, right? Alias exec, and we said fix is the same thing as configure terminal, right? So now when I type in the word fix, it puts me in global config mode. What else I wanted to do? I said I wanted to know name resolution. It was the IP host command. That's what it was. So let's say router 2 is the same thing as 145.50.50.1, right? And we need to do, well, we have domain name lookup turned on, right? So now, remember how this switch needed to ping that router by typing in ping 145.50.50.1, right? Ping 145.50.50.1, right? Boom. That's how we did it. Now let's do it so that way we can say ping router 2. And then it'll ping it, right? Because if I do that right now, it's going to look it up and not know what the hell R2 means. We need to configure that, right? So we're going to go to global config mode, and this is what we learned this week, right? IP host, and then you put the name of the host. Yes, the name of the host. So in this case, R2, and then the IP address of the host. Who is R2? R2 is 145.50.50.1. Y'all won't read that like button, man. .1, right? And then press enter, or is it the subnet mask? Just enter. Press enter. So now, if I ping, I think that's correct, right? Is there something missing? R2, and now we got to reply. You see that? So now all I got to do is ping R2. So that's called which one? Which one was that? I think that was name resolution, local name resolutions. That was that's configuring local name resolution. That's what that was. So far we did the iOS DHCP clients. We did the command aliases command we played with. We did the local. Was that the local name resolution or was that the domain name resolution? I can't even remember. I don't think we could set up domain name resolution unless we had an official, like an actual DNS server on here, and I don't have one on here, so we might be able to skip that part. Let me look, because in the lab we did that yesterday. Remember, he said it seems that IP host is different than the host name. I don't understand. What you mean? Explain why you changed the no switch port. Creed 9. Good question. Really good question. I like that question. So basically, this is a switch, right? It's a layer 3 switch. It has the capabilities of handling layer 2 functions and also layer 3 functions, which means it can do like work with frames, MAC addresses, VLANs, and stuff like local area network stuff. Layer 2, right? But it could also do layer 3, which is what? IP routing. So it can route and do stuff with subnetting and IP addressing and stuff like that. That's what layer 3 is, right? Well, the difference between the two, the ports by default will be set to switch port, meaning it only handles, spanning tree, MAC addresses, frames, VLANs, and stuff like that. So layer 2 functions. So in order for it to change it to a layer 3 function, that specific port right there, we had to do no switch port. Then I can put the IP address. So if you ever buy a switch or something like that, you're new to this shit, because that happened to me. I remember I bought a switch and then went to the port and I tried to give it an IP address, and it's like, you can't do this. You can't put an IP address over there. It just kept messing up. I'll show you. I'll give you a perfect example of that. Go to switch, right? We already did GI00, so I'm gonna pick another port, right? What we did, ports, right? Because we fixed something like that, right? So let's pick, let's harass GI10, that port right there, right? So you go to global config mode, right? Interface GI10, right? And if I try to give him an IP address of, I don't know, 192.168.1.5, and then subnet mask of 255.255.0. The switch is like, what the hell is that? I don't understand that command IP address. What is that? Why? Because it's a layer 2 function right now. It's set up as a switch port. It's layer 2. If we want it to be a layer 3 switch, or layer 3 port, we do no switch port. That turns it off, and from there I can put an IP address. That makes sense? And then MB's question was, it seems that IP host is different than a host name. I don't understand the question. He said, is host name only for Cisco switches? That specific command, yes, I think so. I'm not really familiar with, like, y'all know I'm a Cisco fanboy. I don't play with Juniper or Aruba or any of those other devices and stuff like that, because for one, the company I work with is 99% Cisco, and two, they have a stronghold of the networking game anyway. So, but to make yourself a more viable candidate, yes, you should know other vendors, not just Cisco or just Aruba or just Juniper or whatever the case may be, right? But the host name, you can change the host name on other vendors. I don't know the exact command to change it for, like, say, Juniper, for example. I'm sure it's host name. Who knows? Let's Google it real quick. I don't know. Host name or change, and I'm not trying to be funny here. I really don't know. So change host name, Juniper router, right? How to change the host name? How do we do that? You configure the host name at the edit screen, and you type in, where is it? Right there, just host name, right? I guess it's the same thing. So no, it's not just. And they like to, yeah. See, it's host hyphen name. See how it's just slightly differently. Host hyphen name, and then you type in the name. Actually, you do set and then host hyphen name. Then you type in the name of the router. So it's different. See what I'm saying? He said, "My bad. Let me properly rephrase. Is the hostname command different than?" Oh, okay. Okay. Now I think I see what you're saying. Is the hostname command different than the IP hostname command? Yes. I didn't use IP hostname. I said IP host. IP host. So, he said layer 2 can only handle physical addresses, which is MAC address, and layer 3 can handle virtual address, which is IP address. Yes, exactly what Endred said. And back to your question, MB, you said, is the hostname command different than the IP hostname command? Now I see. Now I understand your question. So when I did IP hostname, I was just setting the. I was just setting another name for another device locally. Set it up locally. I didn't. So I was doing that from switch 1. So let's go back to this. Go back to the topology. Right. I'm on switch 1. Right. I needed to ping router 2. How do I do that? I do ping 145.50.50.1. That was his IP address, right? But if I want to do that, I can also give him a host name and ping him by the host name. But I got to set those mappings up locally. And the way that I do that is with the IP host command. This one right here that we just did. Where is it? Right there. So now once I did that, I can do ping R2 like I did right there instead of typing in ping the IP address, and that still gave me the same results. Does that make sense? You see what I'm saying? So it's not the same. I didn't change the host name per se. What I did was I changed the local name for it so that way I can, next time I want to ping this other device, all I have to do is type in ping R2 instead of ping his IP address. So what else we want to do? The same thing goes with URLs and stuff like that. If I want to do ping burgerking.com, I got to put in the IP equivalent to that URL, but it's stored locally on that device, if that makes any sense, right? So, what else did I want to do here? Shit, I did so much damn explaining. I forgot what we was in the middle of doing. Let's go back to the damn, let me see, where was we at? Lab details. Okay, so we did the clients. We did the aliases. We did the local name resolution. I don't think we can do this unless we had a DNS server, and we don't. I guess we only got like 3 more topics to do, right? We only got these ACLs that we're going to fuck with. And then the command and privilege levels. Let's do, I don't know all the privilege levels. So the one I know that you could do is, we could change is show IP interface brief, right? Ah, I see. Thank you. Okay, appreciate that, man. I'm glad that makes sense, and I'm glad you're asking questions, MB, because, like I said, if there's something, don't just let me spew out all this information to y'all. If y'all don't understand something, ask away. You know what I mean? I'll do my best to explain it. And if I can't get to it, there's a lot of smart people in that chat room there. So, what was I gonna do? Let's do the command and privilege levels. Configuring command and privilege levels on the device. Let's do it on router 2. Actually, let's do it on router 1. We haven't harassed router 1 in a while, right? Let's power him on, give him an IP address, let him ping that, and then come up with some name resolution. I mean, not name resolution. What I said? Let's go do y'all. See, I got the memory of a goldfish, man. My boss always be saying that. He be playing with me, man. Fucking with me. This man took a picture of me. Y'all was falling asleep in the damn Zoom meeting, right? Like, I was just like, and I had my camera on like a dumbass. So I'm just like, but I was really like looking at my phone too. And at the same time, I was looking up, looking down, looking up, looking down. And I think he might have caught me when I was looking down like this. And then he got a screenshot of that, me looking down and stuff, right? But y'all see how y'all can't see my eyes and stuff, right? So it looked like I'm sleeping. And he posted in the group chat, he's like, yo, man, wake up, you're on camera. So I'm like this, looking like this on the camera and shit. Or actually like this, while I'm holding my phone and stuff. But you can't see my phone because it's way down here. And then, man, people started calling me. Like, this dude is sleeping in the meat of this shit. I'm like, just messing with me, man. Did you read Stick of the Day? I might have missed. I did miss it, Professor Black Ops. Okay, my bad. Stick of the Day. Y'all know what STIGs is, right? Security Technical Implementation Guide. The Cisco router must be configured to restrict traffic destined to itself. All right, let me read that back. The Cisco router must be configured to restrict traffic destined to itself. Hence, disruption or denial of service attack to the route processor can result in mission-critical network outages. Okay. I put myself in a networking black hole by reading that, but let me read it again. Cisco router must be configured to restrict traffic destined to itself. Hence the disruption. Okay, so, and the way we do that is how we do that. Like, I'm assuming with access control lists and IP redirects and what else? No IP source routing, stuff like that. Let me know, man. But that is the STIG of the day. If y'all are familiar with STIGs, right? Those are pretty basically like compliances that like Department of Defense and other military and government contractors need to follow. Like basically the rules and shit they need to follow by. So let's do the privilege levels. Shit. Let's go to router. Let's go to router 1 and do that. What's router 1? Did I not console into him yet? No, I didn't. I guess we're done with switch 1. Yeah, I guess we're done with that, right? We did the DHCP clients. I guess we only got like a couple more topics and we'll call it a night. We say no to the wizard, right? Because we're all network engineers in here, network administrators. We don't use the defaults on this shit, right? Y'all run with that like button, hit that subscribe button. Also join that Discord server, and I will share that information with y'all. Where's that? Where's that? Where's that? Pop up. We're gonna wrap this up in just a bit here, y'all. That's the Discord server. Make sure y'all join. If I ever cancel a stream, which rarely ever happens, or we have a CPU hog there. While he's waking up, I'm gonna go to router 2. Oh, there you go. There you go. All right, so enable. Go to global config mode. So MB, what I was doing there. So now this is the host name you were talking about, right? So remember, see how he was by default, his name is just router, right? I want to change him to router 1, just host name R1. It's not the same as IP host. And then what I'm saying, what is IP host R2, right? Because he is R2. R2. And what was R2's IP address? He was 145.50.50.1, right? So 145. So 145.50.50.1, right? We can check our work with show IP hosts. No. Is it host list? No, my bad. It's show hosts. Right? And that gives us the list of the hosts that we have right there. So I guess there's one in here by default. So R2, even though I am R1, right? I am R1. But I also have a host list, a name lookup, or name resolution for R2. Who is R2? He is 145.50.50.1. Once I ping R1, I should get a reply, right? But I have no IP addressing and stuff yet, so I can't do that just yet, right? So show IP interface brief. And here's something else I want to show y'all, right? I'm going to disable real quick. Right? Now, y'all see the command, the differences here, right? Right here, there's a pound sign. I'm in that means I'm in privileged exec mode, right? I'm going to go down one level, which has less commands, right? This is called the user exec mode. When you see this little symbol right here, the little greater than symbol, right? I'm in user exec mode, right? In here, I can run a limited set of commands, right? There's only so much. That looks like a lot, but it's not really much you can do right there, right? Right? So show IP interface brief is one of them, right? That I can do in this show IP interface brief, right? That is one of the commands I can do in this mode here, right? And it's called a level 0 command. That means I can run it and at least in any command, in any mode that I'm in. But if I want to make this so that way you have like you have to have a higher privilege level to run this command, we need to do the privilege command. We need to change the privilege level on it, right? So we got to say we got to go to global config mode to do this, right? Actually, you got to go to enable first, which is user exec mode. Actually, privileged exec mode. We got to type in enable for that. And then you go to global config mode. And then from here, we say, what is it? Privilege? Right? Privilege. And then I can't remember what it is. And then I think the name of the command. See, I forgot how to do that already. See, and I just did this yesterday. Like I said, I got the memory of a goldfish. That's why I like doing this stuff over and over and over and over and over again till I freaking remember it. I think you got to do privilege. How do we do that again? Because I remember, and the way I did it too. Let's see. Let's do this. Show a privilege level. Privilege 15. I think you got to put in the number and then no. So and then the name of the command. No, I can't even remember how to do that. Oh, exec. That's what it is. Privilege and then exec. See how to go in a little memory bank for that. So you do privilege exec and then level. That's what it is. So from here, we put in the level of the command, right? 0 is you can be in pretty much the lowest level of the, so pretty much user exec mode and run those commands. Show IP interface brief is one of those commands you could run in at level 0. So with this, we're going to say you have to have level 15 privilege to run this command, right? So, and remember, I was able to do show IP interface brief. I was able to run this command in user exec mode, right? We're going to make it so that way you have to be in privileged exec mode to run that command, right? So this is just one example. You can do this with any other commands too as well. So now we say 15 to run the name of the command, the initial keywords of the command to modify. We're going to modify show IP interface brief. Show IP interface brief, right? Press enter. Now we're saying to run show IP interface brief, you need to have a privilege level of 15. So, and remember, we can change the privilege levels with the username and password command, which we've done in a couple videos back. But if y'all want to do that too, we can do that too, whatever. But I like to typically wrap this up in about the hour, and we're at the hour mark now. So, what he said? Did you read? Oh, he said I'm weak. It's all good, man. Is there like a spanning tree protocol for routers? Good question. Not really. So spanning tree protocol obviously is a protocol. Well, I didn't say it's obviously, but it's a protocol that we use to stop loops from happening in the local area network or layer 2. Now, routers obviously they work with layer 3 functions because they route packets and they work with IP addressing. Now, loops can happen at layer 3 or in IP addressing in a virtual world as well, right? But the way the mechanisms that they use to stop loops from happening at layer 3 are they have this function called time to live. So like if you send a packet and it's destined for a network that I don't know, that causes a loop to happen on a network, right? And it just keeps going back and forth, right? Well, when a packet travels, every hop or every router it goes to, it has what's called a feature called time to live. So every router it passes, the time to live decrements. And once it reaches 0, the packet dies off. So the loop is less likely to happen because of that. So that's one feature that they use. There's all kinds of other technologies. There's I think there's split horizon is another one. There's all these other technologies that are used to stop loops from happening at layer 3 for routers. So no, spanning tree is something that switches do. Layer 2 switches do. Layer 3 doesn't too, but spanning tree is more designed for local area networks. Layer 3 and IP addressing and stuff like that, there's other ways to stop loops from happening there. So that's a good question too, though. He's out looking at split horizon. Yeah, that's another one too. Yep, Andrew just said it. Split horizon is a feature that exactly. I'm glad you tuned in, Andrew, man. See, that's another guy. That's another smart dude, man. That's why I like it when he tunes in with us. So, what else he's gonna say? So we did that command, right? We made it a level 15 privilege command. So now, if I get out of this, right, disable, which is a rarely used feature. Now I went from privileged exec mode to now user exec mode, right? So now if I try to run show IP interface brief, it's like, you don't have the privileges to run this command. This is a level 15 command. You need to be in privileged exec mode to run that. Oh, really? Well, guess what? God damn it, I'm the network administrator. I can do that. So enable to put me into privileged exec mode. And now if I try to do show IP interface brief, now I can run that command. We do this for, in case we have some users that need just enough what does Professor Black Ops call it? The least amount of privilege or least privilege levels that they need, just enough to do their job duty. So we got the help desk guys and the NOC guys and stuff like that to run only a limited set of commands, and that's the way we do that with that feature there, which is the configuring command and privilege levels on devices. That's what we did with that. Right? I guess let's just do some ACLs and call it a night. Let's configure an extended ACL. Let's do that. And then we'll restrict outbound telnet access and call it a night, right? You said, wow, I didn't know about TTL. Yeah, man, that's another feature, man. Look it up, man. I'll if I want, I'll pull it up into the put it in the chat there. But what was I gonna do? Oh yeah, I'm on router 1, so we want to create an extended ACL. I'm gonna set up Telnet on router 2 real quick. We're gonna restrict Telnet to that. Go to enable mode, global config. Can we do fix on this? Did we do fix on this? We did. Good. We should have done another guy. Did we give him an IP address? I don't think we did. Do show IP interface brief. Oh, that's wrong. That's wrong. See, remember, this was wrong. And notice that it's down too. So he's actually .1. And then that should be something else. We need to put that in another subnet. So let's go to global config mode, interface GI 00. And we'll give him another subnet. Let me duplicate this. Can you duplicate that? Yes, you can. And then make that bigger. And we change that to, he said, can you block a specific command with this? Can you block a specific command? That's a good question. I think you can. I don't know. I haven't really experimented with it like that, but I'm pretty sure you can. Let's get it out of this. Change this. Let's make this the, do we want to make this another public subnet? Yeah, let's make this a public subnet. Y'all know I like to do private IP addresses in the private network and public with public IP addresses, right? That's what I like to do. I hate when I see networks that are designed with all private. Let's make this kind of like realistic, right? Let's put this to 204.80.5.0 subnet, right? And then he gonna be .1 and he gonna be .2. So router 2 is gonna be, and let's make that /32 /30 subnet as well, /30, right? So that way we only have 2 usable hosts there, right? So IP address is gonna be 204.80.5.0. Subnet mask of 255.255. Y'all know, I told y'all my boss gave me like this big ass GNS3 lab. He talking about, okay, you got like 30 minutes to do this, man. Because I told him I like the lab and stuff like that, right? Oops, bad subnet mask. What I meant to do was 252.0. Can you do that too? No, you can't. He don't like that. He don't like that IP address. Oh, it's because I put .0. I meant .1. My bad. .1. Okay. And then the other guy is gonna be .2. So he gonna be .2. No, he can't be .2. What did I make him? Oh yes, he can, because I didn't change him yet. So, but anyways, GI00, he gonna be .2, right? My boss gave me this big ass lab when I told him I like to lab and stuff like that. The next day he gave me this lab. It got like, here, I'll show you what is in there so far. This is the tasks that's in it, right? He said Orlando, because we're in Orlando. And he said Orlando needs to come to reach Tampa through this networks, all this stuff. And it's got like 20 routers in there. So I got to create this lab. You know, he didn't give me a deadline or anything like that. He's like, yeah, see, you know, work with this, do static routing, and then he said they got to follow these rules right here. And yeah, he's really passionate. Like, y'all think I'm passionate about this stuff. Like, he's really he's like a network architect. He just got promoted and stuff, right? But he gave me, like I said, this lab. I wanted to give it to share it with y'all. I tried to do this live stream, but I'm like, this is a long ass lab. It's gonna take more than one stream to do it. So I'm gonna try to do it, and then I'm gonna share with y'all on how I fixed it and stuff like that. So that's another surprise for y'all right there. 204.80.5.1, right? So 5 dot. He gonna be .2 /30 subnet .252. No, shut that bad boy. Kevin said, I didn't know what with this is, but can you block specific commands in general? I do it all the time with ICE. Oh, okay. See, there you go. What Kelvin, what he meant was, so what we did was we used the privilege level command. The privilege level command. So what did I do that on? I did that on router 1. So this command right here, privilege level exec 15. So setting privilege levels to specific commands. He wants to know if you can block commands with that. Is what I did. So like show IP interface brief is typically a level 0 command. I made it a level 15 command. He wanted to know if you can do that. And I'm sure you can do that with ICE and stuff like that. You can do all kind of shit with ICE when it comes to like privilege levels and AAA commands and all that stuff. So. But that was his question. Doesn't look terrible. might be interesting. I'm assuming you meant about that, about the commands, right? So we know shut that bad boy. Kevin, you just tuning in. Basically what we're doing, we're just freestyling. It's Throwback Thursday. We're just going over the topics we went over on this week and just kind of like going over those topics. I'm just freestyling this lab right here, man. So we got no script we're following, no lab book or anything today. Just freestyling. Show IP interface brief. I'm gonna have router 1 ping router 2, which he should theoretically be able to ping it because he's up, right? Ping. Actually, we could just do ping R2, right? Because we did an IP host command with that, right? Ping R2. Pray to the network gods, and our answers are not being prayed, or our prayers are not being answered, rather. Let's see. Oh, we didn't do a. Let's see. Oh, that's why. So he's supposed to be 50.1. I'm on router 1. Let's see what I do here. Let's see what I did here. I did another command. So let's do this. Let's do this. He is show IP interface brief. 50.1. Okay, so we need to change the R2 host to this IP address. Y'all remember I did that earlier. Not only that, that interface is down. So I'm glad we ran that command. So let's bring that interface up. Interface GI00. No shut. And then go back to router 1. And then let's go to global config mode. No IP host R2. Let me just do that. R2 like that. No such host name. Good. So IP host, we're saying R2 is equivalent to that address, right? He's .1, right? So now I ping R2, ping R2, get on our knees, pray to network gods, press enter, and we got a reply. Good to go. Y'all see how I did that? Ping R2. So that was the IP host command that we learned this week. What else we did? We wanted to do Telnet. Set up Telnet on router 2. Let's set up Telnet real quick and then restrict Telnet to it. Go to global config mode. Line VTY 0 through, I guess 0 through 4. We're going to say login. We got to set up a password. We'll do all caps Cisco because we couldn't think of a better password than that. And I know Professor Black Ops is hating us for this weak ass password here. What else are we going to do here? Transport input telnet to allow telnet to this router, right? Then I'm gonna have router 1 try to telnet into router 2 and see if that works, and it theoretically should. We could also do telnet R2, right? Telnet, because we have a host entry for it. Telnet R2. Press enter, and we are in, right? So we said all caps Cisco, enter, and now we're in R2. Y'all see that? So I went from router 1 and telnet into R2 by just doing telnet R2, right? I love that IP host command, right? Well, that's something we learned this week. What else he said? You can whitelist commands. We were talking about privileges. I'm aware. You can specifically whitelist commands for custom privilege levels. 1 through 14, 2 to 4, 0, and 15 are reserved, limited, user, exec, and privilege. Okay. So you can whitelist commands. Is that something you can do only in ICE? Or can you do that as well in iOS? Let us know. I know that's something we can look up, but let's get out of that. So we set up Telnet. Let's also, y'all notice how I can ping router 2, right? Let's do it so that way we can, let's put a loopback on there too. No? Yeah, let's put a loopback on here. I'm gonna go to router 2, put a loopback on there. Let's put a loopback. I'm gonna put a loopback IP, loopback, I'm sorry, interface, loopback 0. I'm gonna give it the IP address of 1.1.1.1, subnet mask of /32, which is what? All 255s, right? Dot 255, right? Dot 0. Not dot 0, but right there. So IP interface brief. Oops. So now he has that IP address, that loopback right there, right? So now I'm going to try to go from router 1 and telnet into that using the quad 1. Telnet, can I get to it? I don't know if I can. Can I? I'm pretty sure I can. That one? Nope, I can't because I don't have a route to it. So let's set up a static route to it, right? Let's say IP routes to get to the 1.1.1.10 network, subnet mask of 255.255. We'll do a host route. 255. take the next hop of all networks. Take the next hop of 204.80.5.1, right? He don't like that. He don't like that. Ugh. Go back to global config mode and fix that. And let's say all 255s. He like that. He likes that. Let's try to ping that now. Ping 1.1.1.1. Let me know if I'm going too fast. What I did was I created a loopback on router 2, right? So now router 1 can ping the loopback on router 2. What I want to do is I want to try to restrict Telnet to this device. I can only Telnet to the device using the physical IP address of 5.1 right there, right? 204.80.5.1, right? So, because theoretically, let's see, I can Telnet to 1.1.1.1, right? Can you? Yes, good. All caps Cisco, right? So now let's create an ACL to block Telnet, which is what we were trying to do with this part of the lab, right? Here, restricting outbound Telnet using extended ACLs, right? So that's what we're gonna do here. So we're gonna go to router 2, exit out of this. I'm sorry. Go to global config mode. Oh, because we're in it, we need to actually go to router 2. I was Telnet into it, right? So go to global config mode, or we can say fix because we're creating an alias for it, right? And then we're gonna say IP access list extended, and we're gonna say we're gonna call it the Telnet ACL hyphen ACL. What he said. That's it. Okay. All right. So we're creating an extended ACL and called it Telnet ACL. We're gonna say IP access. I'm sorry. Permit. What are we gonna permit? We're gonna permit Telnet. No, we need to see TCP, and then we're gonna say permit 204.80.5.1. We're gonna give that host the host address .2 rather .2. We're gonna say host. The host, which is actually R1. So the host R1 is permitted to Telnet into our switch. But we need to give them the IP. We don't need to do that. We'll do let's do a host to host. Yeah, let's do a host to host. Host 204.80.5.1 equals Telnet. So that's one. Basically, we're gonna do a host to host ACL. So this router 1 is permitted to Telnet into router 2 via the address 204.80.5.2. I'm sorry, 204.80.5.1, which is that right there. The that interface that is right there. Right? Y'all with me? So that's what this ACL should do. Being that there's nothing else, no other rules in here, that means it's gonna deny everything else, right? We theoretically should not be able to ping now that we've done that, right? So let's see. Can he ping 1.1.1.1? Remember, he could before, right? Let's see. No, my bad. This guy right there. He was able to ping 1.1.1.1 right there, right? So now, let's see if we can ping it now, right? Ping. Is it in there still? Boom. Oh, he can. Oh, I didn't apply the ACL. So we created the ACL. We need to apply it too. I always forget that. That's why practice makes perfect, y'all. Global config mode. I created that ACL, right? Do show IP access list. I'll show you real quick. I created the ACL. I named it. I created a rule for it, but I need to apply it somewhere. Where am I going to apply it? I'm going to apply it on this interface right there, GI00, that right there, to block the traffic. Let's go to that interface GI00, IP access group, and then the ACL is called Telnet -ACL. We're going to do that inbound because it's going to be inbound traffic. That's where the ACL is going to be applied to, right? So now, y'all any questions or anything like that, man? Y'all remember that like button. Make sure y'all subscribe. We typically stream Monday through Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If I have time, I'll do a lab on Fridays, and we do freestyle Fridays where we kind of freestyle like this right here, right? So move that bad boy up. Move that up so y'all can see it better. We don't need all this space right here, man. I want to let y'all see that. Let y'all see that network here. Where were we at? So we applied the ACL. We can verify that with show IP interface brief. Actually, show IP interface GI00, right? And then there's the IP address for that interface, right? That interface, GI00, right? And then this right here, inbound access list is that. So we applied the access list inbound right here. So any kind of ingress traffic will be affected, will match that ACL, should match that ACL. Not any kind of inbound traffic, any inbound traffic that matches it should apply it. We could have put the log keyword too to let us know, but let's do. Let's see if we can ping it now. And notice we got some U's now, so we can't ping it. We can't ping. So router 1 can't ping router 2. He used to be able to, right? But now he can't. Can he telnet into router 2? Telnet, let's see, R2. Yes, he can. So he can telnet into it, but he can't ping it. And that's what we were doing with this right over here. We restricted outbound telnet access using extended ACLs. And we also, I guess in a way, we configured and applied a named ACL, outbound. So yeah, we can pretty much kill two birds with one stone, technically. Next time y'all want to follow along, make sure y'all tune in, man. Monday through Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We typically wrap this up at the hour, but I was just talking so much shit, waiting for Professor Blackops to give us the stick of the day. You know, don't stop here, man. Just because I stopped the live stream, come up with a topology like this and practice what we learned this week. And that's how we get better. Y'all see how I couldn't remember the damn privilege command? I'm like, how the fuck you do it? How do you do it? I just did it the other day. Question mark through it, and then boom, 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 boom. And I was able to do it. How? Repetition, man. It's just like taking jump shots, man. Practicing your free throws, man. That's how we get better. It's just by practicing every day and stuff like that. We are going to be... I got my daughter tomorrow, so I don't think I'm going to stream tomorrow or the weekend or whatever. So, again, Monday through Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Y'all want me that like button. Make sure y'all join that Discord server. What else I got to say? I'm going to pay for that RC exam on my next paycheck. So that'll give me a sense of urgency. I'm going to get that CCNP book, the 101 Labs. Y'all know how much I love that lab book, man. This lab book right here, this is typically where we stream from or where we get our labs from, right? But today, y'all know we just freestyle all the topics that we learned and stuff. And this, like I said, this gives us something to follow along, but it's great to freestyle. Shout out to Kelvin Tran, who kind of gave me that idea and said it's best to just come up with your own topologies and see how these technologies work. Try to recall stuff that you learned and stuff like that, and just try to do it on your own rather than following like somebody else's lab and somebody else's topology and how they designed the network and stuff like that. Come up with your own, addressing scheme like I did right there and stuff like that. That's the best way to kind of learn, man. Is learn by doing. So for now, comment, like, subscribe to the network.